Because it don't look junky. Did you add us together?
Yep. I'm glad. Huh? Okay. So we just gotta add these other ones. If I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, can I still use it?
I don't know.
Oh, you can schedule it. I didn't even know.
What?
That you can schedule your Do Not Disturb. I need to do it and make my phone go off at a certain time at night. Hold on. Yeah, start going live.
What?
Just our page.
Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't add you into it. I have to go back and do it.
First.
Go to the, how do I do it? I can add y'all later.
I don't think you can. Oh. It's not doing it. I have to start over.
Then I won't delete.
Okay, what? How do I go live? I forget on IG.
Like you on the story.
Okay.
It's Tiddy Tuesdays.
I guess I can just do an IGTV video. No. Oh.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's just live.
I know. Where's live?
Go there. Go to the page.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So I tag my friends.
Tag me.
And then
we can edit that video right there. YouTube.
Damn.
You want to do a Clubhouse tonight too?
Someone started next week. I think it's 6 and change. We're going to Clubhouse to start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me think. Hold on. Did I do it? Okay. I think it's good. Stick it right here.
Alright, it's Tiddy Tuesdays.
Put this over. This.
I think we in all of them.
Oh, I know what you mean. I feel it. I'm trying to fix it. Anybody on her?
We got somebody on yours, but it doesn't matter. We're just gonna get started. Yeah. It's 9 o'clock, a little after. It's Tiddy Tuesdays on the Tiddy Pow. It's 2021.
I thought 2020 was like, you know, the year we were supposed to be get rid of, but it kind of fell into 2020.
I mean,
yeah.
Just rolled on into the new year, but it's all right though. Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day. So we wanted to just give a little recap of the Tiddy Pow Wow. It's your girl, Bernica Joan and Quisha Denise. And we really wanted to basically start off by just kind of revisiting, you know, why we started this in the first place. So you want to give a little background?
Well, we both just are in a profession where we like to, where we help people, where we, Quisha's a therapist, me being a hairstylist. We always come in contact with people and we hear people's problems, and just even the way that we met in a place where we both had a lot going on, and being a mother, being in a relationship, getting out of a relationship. And we just had a safe place that we would come to and have these really candid conversations about real life issues. And we thought that it would be good to have a podcast and talk to people about things that is real life and that people have going on. Issues that normally aren't talked about in our community, especially when it comes to motherhood and relationships and co-parenting and postpartum and all that. So we just like to come in and talk about different subjects that sometimes don't get the light shed on them, and then just give our insight and also see how you all relate to it and what questions, comments y'all have. Hey, Henry. Hey, Jameek. Thank y'all for logging on Tiddy Tuesdays. We are back.
That's right.
We are back.
And we also wanted it to be a podcast that was good towards empowerment, you know, of women and the men who love them. So, you know, a lot of times women are the guiding force in men's lives. And so, you know, if we together, then we can help them get together, or we can find somebody who's already together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and then too,
No,
it just gives them a platform too to not only our viewpoints, but also the viewers. That's why we appreciate when y'all log on and comment and give y'all feedback, because it just helps us to, you know, give more of our opinion, and also see, you know, maybe something that we didn't think of that goes along with whatever we're talking about. But tonight's topic is shame. 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 I don't want to go to Mexico no more. All right, y'all.
I don't want to go to Mexico.
We don't want to go to Mexico.
We don't want no shame.
We don't. Not in 2021. It's this conversation just came about a lot of different experiences that we've had, and just personal experiences and dealing with other people. And shame is something that we all deal with, but we're just kind of talking about how people deal with it differently.
So basically, a lot of people don't understand how shame influences people's behavior. You know, a lot of times when somebody has either done something that they feel ashamed about, or they have somebody has done something to them that causes them to have some shame, whether that be some type of abuse, whether sexual, or, you know, physical or whatever. I think some people, they experience shame for almost the things that either they couldn't control or the things that they even allow. You know, sometimes like somebody that stays in an abusive relationship might have a lot of shame in that relationship because they know that they're allowing themselves to be treated beneath their worth. So a lot of times we, some of the behaviors that people often have due to shame come in, it looks like blaming and attacking, you know, turning the table. Some people be like, well, you know, they flipping things back on you because they feel ashamed. Some of that's withdrawing. Like some people, they, you know, somebody owe you money, right? And instead of calling you and being like, you know what, I really just don't got your money right now, they will avoid you and isolate because they're ashamed. And so it's also something.
Well, they think that you might be feeling a type of way, and you might not even be feeling a type of way. You might just be like, dang, where they been at? You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard from them, but you know, you kind of think about, put two and two together and be like, oh man, like, you know, when it's really not that serious, a conversation can really make a difference.
Yeah. But it's a, you know, some people self-harm, some people are, you know, they into masochism, you know, like just so it's like they don't, you know, often feel like they're worthy or deserve good things. I actually the first time I ever really visited the topic of shame was in a therapy session myself, and it was my therapist showed me this thing called the Nathanson Shame Compass. I wish we had like a Zoom where I could share a screen, you know, but it lists those behaviors that I just mentioned, and maybe a few more. And basically, it is sometimes we are operating beneath our worth because we feel ashamed about something, and it might not even be related to what's happening right now, but it may be some past stuff or things that we've endured that cause us to be ashamed. I know, like if you look at Black people, you know, we in this country, to some extent, maybe have some shame for the things that that we see occurring because we feel like we have no power or no control, and so some of that shame with that looks like blaming white people, which not that white people aren't involved, but this is systemic. It ain't even just a Black and white thing; it's systemic, and a lot of times we start blaming and attacking, you know, the other white people on Facebook, you know, because we want to feel powerful somewhere when we have been, you know, done wrong. And that's why when you see major things happen, you see people all over the place going off because it's like the only way they can, you know, get that out. So, but anyway, I see people act out in shame a lot. I'm a therapist, so I mean, I've had my own shameful things that I've, you know, blamed and attacked and, you know, acted out because I felt the way, you know, about something. So, or felt ashamed for something I couldn't control or something that, you know, that happened to me or that I, you know, even things that I did, you know, to other people that may have hurt them or whatever. So, we all experience shame. It's just, you know, how you internalize that shame, you know, kind of dictates how you treat others and how you behave. So, did you have anything that you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, when I was looking it up, it said like the symptoms of shame is one, like some are wanting to disappear, like you said, feeling isolated. I do that a lot when I'm kind of feeling shameful about something. Don't even really
the phone.
Yeah, don't answer just like her. I mean, I love you, but I can't even. You might even see me online, but I'm just in my fields and I'm, you know, trying to process it all and just get my, you know, thoughts together. But sometimes, like you said, acting out in anger, have definitely done that. Self-blame, being in a depressed state, addictions, you know, masking it with drugs and alcohol.
Talk about the addictions too.
Definitely. Another, I guess, you know, they was talking about the synonyms for shame. You just feeling humiliation, stress, distress caused by whatever foolish behavior. If it's something that you did, wasting time on foolish things, stress, ruminating on what it could have, should have, how you could have changed it. Or just things. It's just something that's not gonna. It's never gonna change. Just trying to like accept it and do better. You know better, you do better.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's some of the things that I mean, I think that we just have to start to look at inner healing, because that's where you start to deal with shame. You know, it takes a big person to say, you know, I feel ashamed about hurting somebody, or I feel shame because somebody raped me or did something to me that made me feel like I have no power. So I don't know. I always tell people to go to therapy. I know a lot of people think that I say that because I'm a therapist. No, I say that because I've been a patient. I say that because it works, because it is a safe space. And it's a safe space where you can deal with shame without being judged. You know, so.
And it can help you to understand why you feel the way that you do, so that you can decide to make a different choice and to want to be better, or maybe to respond in a different manner. If you used to always respond with anger or deflecting, whenever you feel shamed, to really be able to just own it. Lisa Rinna, own it. And like you said, it takes a big person to be able to own it and be like, I was wrong. Like, oh yes, I was in my feelings, or I was, feeling some type of way, and I wasn't, whatever, because I believe with social media and it's very easy for people to, even through text messages, see people's emotions, or people's notions without necessarily being face to face with them or actually having a conversation. So sometimes, when you get in your feelings, if you just have to catch yourself, you know what I'm saying, and be able to own it and move on from it. I was looking at it was talking about what is the difference between shame and guilt, because I think that's a important thing to differentiate. So it says that shame arises from a negative evaluation of the self, whereas guilt comes from the negative evaluation of one's behavior. So shame is a general feeling of inadequacy. Guilt is a specific sense of transgression. So it's you doing something wrong, you feel guilty about it. Shame is how you feel about yourself. Like you said, like if you were raped or molested or something, that's something that happened to you, but you feel a certain way about yourself because of those actions, even though those weren't your actions that caused you to feel that way.
Right.
But it says when you may use shame and guilt to describe your feelings interchangeably, there's a big difference between the two. Guilt can help you understand how your actions impact others, but shame is an inward-facing situation that reflects how you feel about yourself. So I guess with that, it's self and then also doing something.
Yeah, I mean, how I feel about myself is going to determine how I feel about other people.
And how you treat other people.
So I think it's just worth us continuing to explore it, and we will even on our next episode we're going to talk about sex and shame, because a lot of us don't know that a lot of the probably even problems that we have, some people have like sexually or aversions or different things like that may be caused by things that have happened to them or whatever. And so having like a decreased ability to enjoy sex or anything like that. So we're going to talk about that. The 26th, we're going to bring on Day Sherelle Moore, who is a sexpert, to discuss further about just the shame associated with sex as due to maybe religion, maybe due to abuse or different things like that. So just if you do something that you feel ashamed about, it's just important that you notice that shame, and that you try to do something to alleviate yourself of that, so that you're not blaming and attacking, that you're not isolating, not treating people poorly or treating yourself poorly. Because just because you've done something wrong doesn't mean that you can't come back from it. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You are not even the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Those are just parts of you, parts of your life. And so I get excited talking to people about shame, because I'm just like, okay, you did that. Now what? Because we have to move past depressing ourselves, because it causes depression, to depress your motivation and all of that based on something you've done or something that has happened to you.
But I always say, just like Jay-Z said, you can't hear what you don't reveal. So in therapy, it's like important, because you do have this safe space to be able to say whatever it is that might have just really been haunting you, or really been on your mind, or really been, like you say, putting you in a depressed place. But then when you say it, when you reveal it, and then, depending on the relationship with you and your therapist, it can just help you, like you said, okay, so you did that, and so, like you said, your worst does not define you. You know what I'm saying? You can always move on from your past in a more positive way, in a more healthy, positive way. And I think that's what people feel like, whatever they've done is so bad that they haven't forgiven themselves. You know what I'm saying? Even if it has something to do with another person, they might not even be thinking about it, but you weren't it hard on yourself. So you got to make peace with that, and move forward, because it'll really hold you back from a lot of things that you want to do. It'll really hold you back from a lot of healthy relationships and keeping relationships with people, not falling out with people, because you don't want to change your behavior and change your patterns. Hey, TT. Hey, Jameek, she said self-reflection, it's where the hard work starts. And that's so true. Hey, Tiffany.
I think shame plays out a lot in relationships, because I think that's where a lot of people take out things on other people close to them. I think also if you've been like hurt in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship or even family, that sometimes you can be due to feeling like, I failed by letting that person get too close to me, and having shame about somebody doing something that you maybe it was blindsided or whatever. Sometimes I think that you have to look at why am I blaming myself for something that somebody else done, because if somebody says, well, you shouldn't have left your purse out because somebody stole something, it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't have. Well, in a perfect world, I feel like I should be able to leave my purse out without nobody taking nothing from me, right? But it's often like you get blamed sometimes for not having enough guard up, or not,
or staying in an abusive situation when he's the one that's abusive,
right?
Or she's the one that's abusive.
Oh, well, it's your fault. You don't want to stand there for that, and people don't think about what might have happened prior to that makes a person have a tolerance for that type of behavior. So maybe I have a tolerance for abusive men because I had an abusive family,
well, because I have kids with this person and I don't want to uproot my life or whatever it is.
Fear, anxiety, all type of stuff.
It's all kind of situation.
But a lot of people, they chalk it up to, strength and weakness. And that's not necessarily true, that it doesn't make a person weak because they stay in a bad situation. Sometimes it's something else going that's blocking them from maybe even seeing themselves worthy of a better situation. But all in all, we have to start to be introspective. We have to start to take responsibility for our own actions, and then forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we make along the way, because all of us are on different paths. You can't compare your journey to like nobody else's, and we're all making mistakes, and we're all making choices, and sometimes those choices ain't the best. So you live and you learn.
And it's hard to break generational curses. It's hard to handle things, different. Like this is what my mama, this is the way we always, but it's not always the right way to handle things, with, the way that things have always been handled, the way that our culture maybe has, made it a norm to do things, when we talk about surrender, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just best to surrender to what the situation is and just let it be versus trying to, fight or hold on to something, or, handle things with just like, I don't know, just
not or vindictive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, or I love the word surrender, because I think a lot of times we think surrendering is weakness.
Yeah.
I used to be like, I could feel a way about something. I'd be like, man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not about to do nothing because, I don't want the other person to win or whatever. I feel like I got to flex in some type of way. Or see me
like, I think I'm a punk. I'm telling you, at this,
I'm testing my gangster.
I'm telling you, at this point in my life, I don't care what you think. You can think that
you win.
You win. You can think that 4 + 4 is 15. You're absolutely right. You win. Absolutely. You can think whatever you want to think, because I'm telling you, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta surrender.
You have to. Each journey comes with different lessons, correct? And being proactive and not reactive. Exactly. Yes. Come on, Aries, you better speak it. Being proactive and not reactive. I'm telling you.
Come on, Aries.
See, that's our thing. We are always reactive. We're not the instigators of the situation. But we just handle accordingly. But we're gonna do better in 2021.
2021.
Yeah, we are.
Hey,
we got to do better. It's all about the peace of mind. Yes, I learned the most peace comes from walking away. Exactly.
But it takes you a long time to, I know we used to grow up like, we used to talk, turn the other cheek like Jesus. That's what they were telling us, turn the other cheek. But it's like, you used to think it's weak for you to turn the other cheek, right? Somebody hit me, I'm thrashing them, right? But, and I still don't know that I'm that strong physically. I can deal with mental stuff and turn the other cheek, but hit me.
Well, Mom always said too, ain't no fair in fighting, and she ain't lied about that. I just can't start the fight. but I sure can.
That's what I tell my kids.
Yeah.
If somebody hit you, man, make them regret it.
Exactly.
But you don't go around starting nothing.
Exactly.
You don't be a knucklehead or, you know, one of these little kids that's out here traumatizing other kids.
She said we're going to put it, hey, when I say finish him.
I can't
finish with the finisher.
So physically, I really can't tell nobody not to protect themselves, but mentally, you know, sometimes we deal with things where people, you know, a lot of times people are like, well, maybe you should move like this, I move like that, and I'm like, man, I don't play chess. Mm-hmm. I play. Let's just be real and go from there. You know, you don't want to have to mentally be. Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out what somebody's doing next. That's the whole distraction. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and even I just had a conversation with a friend that was in a situation where people were saying things about her that wasn't necessarily true, and these are supposed to have been like friends of hers. Mm-hmm. And she, I mean, like was ready, like on fire, ready to confront them. And I'm like, look, you know that these things about you ain't true, so it's not even worth addressing. Like sometimes it's not even worth exerting the energy to address a situation. Even if you know it's about you, think what you want to think. Like believe the rumors, believe the lies, believe the truth, believe all of it. All of it, just you can run with it. But it took me a while to get there because I used to want to address everything and I wanted to let people know that they had me wrong or no, you were wrong. But at this point, believe what you want to believe. Well, it doesn't even matter at this point.
Well, I think sometimes it's just because you just don't like, you know, don't nobody want no shit, you know, shitty reputation, you know, just based off of lies, you know. And I think that when someone is trying to destroy your character, you know, it's just difficult not to feel like you need to react or respond, you know. But I think sometimes people get overly responsive and take it too far, or they get overly responsive to the point where they start to make it look like whoever is offending them is right about them. Because, you know, once you start getting on one, people are like, maybe she did do it. She's too mad, you know, or she's too upset.
Right.
But it's really because some people can't handle being, you know, violated. Yeah. In some type of way, whether it's mental or physical.
I just feel like if you like going that far to make up lies or something about me, then you already beneath me. So I'm gonna let you lay there and stay there.
Yeah.
And it's almost even like it's not even worth addressing because me even addressing it to you, it's like we both look like fools. So
we look like fools.
And I'm just as, you know, I just feel like I'm just where you are, even addressing it, especially when I know the truth about me. Can't nobody tell me about me better than me. So it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, I don't.
What's the what'd she say? I forget. Anyway, it's all good.
She said it's not it's what you answer to. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. That's absolutely right. And that's why it's always self.
Even the things people point out in other people. I noticed, who's that? Wendy Williams was up there talking about Ashanti's using her body for her career, that she doesn't have like a real career, that she's maintained her kind of social status through her celebrity status because she's used her body. And I immediately was like, Wendy is jealous.
Yeah.
Wendy is ashamed of her little funny looking man body she got with big titties. She's mad.
Yeah. She's mad.
Because why would you be picking on somebody like Ashanti's body is fire?
Yeah.
And even if there's people that do work out, you know.
But I don't think she's not the only person though.
Trainers that use their body to be celebrities. So.
And I don't think she's the only person though. So.
She was just jealous.
Yeah,
that's all I was pointing out too. Is that the things that you point out about other people, you know, traits that you might find in yourself.
It's just let's say what they say. Jealousy is just confused admiration. So that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm. So everybody got a hater somewhere. But they should be somewhere that you ain't even worried about them.
Exactly.
I don't even know who, but
and that's it.
Man, I see the
forward is the motion.
Forward is the motion. It's like imagine not liking me and I don't even know who you are. Mm-hmm. You know, that's how you got to be about what people think stuff. She said Wendy's all legs. Yes, she is. I don't know about Wendy, but what do you know about Wendy?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn leg.
It's funny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, shame. We don't want to go to Mexico no more.
We don't.
We don't want to keep on going through things because we feel shame. We don't want to go through problems because we have shame over past things, or we have shame over present things. We got to start to heal like wholeheartedly, and start to dig deep. And so that's what I wish for all my people, because I think that's going to be where we can reach. Like, if you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's where you start to reach self-actualization, where you are walking your own purpose, and you are at your highest self,
and self-awareness.
Levitating.
Yes,
levitate.
Yes.
It's a full sentence.
Yes.
Levitate.
Yes.
And
just self-awareness, period. Like, you can say that you're wrong, and that's I don't know, it's a red flag when people can't admit that they're wrong, or that they, you fucked up. Like, players fuck up too.
Yeah, the best of us.
Exactly.
We all mess. Just blow it.
Exactly.
In certain ways, but owning it is what makes you mature. And apologizing. It should be just a given when you've done something.
Yeah.
But I think that shame is what makes people even sometimes not apologize, because to apologize means that I have to admit that I've done something, and I don't want to see myself that way. I don't want to see myself for having done something. So I have to create a reason or something that justifies, my actions, or just feel shame and blame people and everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, like, did you have anything else on that before I was gonna say something?
No.
But yeah, I'm excited to talk about sex and shame. I think that's gonna be like a really good conversation. Dave Sherrill's hilarious. She actually has a group on Facebook. It's a sex group called More D-Talk. 2 O's,
More D-Talk. But
so
yeah, we talk about everything in there, but this is just gonna be a different side to deal with, like, the past stuff that comes with it, not so much the present and the actual act of it, but how that plays, the past shame and different things can play into,
what your views are about it. But I don't want to say
and
too
how
much.
Definitely.
Because I got a lot of thoughts about it, but I don't want to say too much because I can't wait till Dave Sherrill comes.
Yeah, y'all tune in with a friend next week. It'll be about the same time, 8:00. We're gonna start doing it just a little bit later, y'all, around 8. Give people time to get home if they're working, get settled in. After dinner, Yeah,
we found when we do it kind of early, we don't have a lot. A lot of people can't really tune in live. They might can watch it later, but they don't get to be live. And we do want to start having Clubhouse conversations. So if y'all ain't got an iPhone, like, quit being lame and get you an iPhone
or iPad,
so you can get on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have after the Tiddy Pow.
I got some invites for you if you need some.
So we're gonna have conversations on there where we can all talk together, where y'all not just watching us talk, but we're having these conversations, and it's very interactive. And we can share experiences, share life, share light. So we just want y'all to know that we're gonna be here. We're gonna talk about everything. We excited, very excited to just be able to use this platform to educate and empower everybody. And for the sake of women, mothers, men pouring into the women, like, we ready to get this thing going. And if y'all have any topics that y'all want to talk about, that, or maybe it's you want to be a guest or something, be on something that is important to you, you can email us at the Tiddy Powwow at gmail.com. It's THETIDDY POWWOW, so at gmail.com. So we would like to hear from y'all. To I inbox us on Facebook. Some of y'all know us personally or whatever. So just inbox us. Let us know if you got anything to add. But it's definitely going down on Tiddy Pow.
It is 2021. Thank y'all for logging on, and we will see y'all next week. Bring a friend, tell a friend, and we're gonna have a real good, juicy conversation.
Yeah,
on the Tiddy Pow next Tiddy Tuesday.
Double D's. No, I'm just
It is though.
It's funny.
It is. And then on there.